Okay, if you're viewing this webinar, you more than likely had some type of a conversation with someone in our Propreneur community. A Propreneur is a professional entrepreneur, and what we do is we specifically work with people in the direct sales industry, and we teach them how to increase their retention, because if you can't keep people in your business, then why even go out there and build a business? I can't tell you how many people we talk with and help that, you know, they're struggling in their business. They can go and gather customers, but they can't figure out why the individuals in their business, they don't work as hard as them. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, why they quit so soon. And when we bring up the word retention and we ask specifically, what is your retention program? They kind of look at you with a crazy look. They're like, well, what do you mean retention? I mean, I can gather customers, and we understand you can gather customers. You can gather customers because you're listening to what your company tells you. And the first thing in retention that you have to understand is that there's two parts to your business. You have your company and you have your business. They're two separate entities, and they both, as much as they're going in the same direction to reach their goals, they both have two separate sets of goals. And let me explain. Your company, their goal is to sell product or service every single month. That's all their job is, and that's all they're focused on. Their business works from the 1st of the month to the 30th of the month, and their goal is to sell as much stuff that they have every single month. So all their training is going to be on selling product or selling a service, because when the company looks at retention, they figure, well, if we can get these individuals sold on our company vision, our story, and really get them emotionally attached to the products, that's how we're going to retain them. And then all their promotions are based upon either recruiting representatives, because typically that means there's an influx of services sold or products sold, and going out there and selling more product. And they'll specifically make their compensation plan in a way where you have to sell a bunch of product each month to get a paycheck. So that's one side. The other side is your business. And when you want to retain people in your business as business builders, it's just the opposite. It's not about sales. It's about personal development. So what we're going to do in this webinar is we're going to teach you how to increase your retention and how we can help you do that. So there's three facets in retention. You have your compensation plan, you have your duplicatable personal development system, and you have your duplicatable accountability system. You need to have all three of these if you really want to have high retention. And we talk about high retention, we talk about 80% retention. So 8 out of every 10 representatives in your business, they're not going to leave. The industry standard is about 10 to 20%, which is very low. So what you need to understand moving forward here is you need to have all three of these in place. You can't have two of them in place and sacrifice one and expect to have good retention. You have to have all three, but more importantly, neither the three are any more important than the other. You need to have all three of them. They're all just as important. So what we're going to do is let's run through all three of the facets and the dynamics and how they work together. So the first thing we want to talk about is the compensation plan that you're attached with. Here's half the problem with retention. People don't even research the company before they even get started. This is the typical scenario. I'm going to say 99% of the people, and I want you to think about your situation when they got started in their business, and you actually ask them, why did you join that company? Well, I went to a meeting with my friend. I trusted my friend, and when I got to the meeting, it made a lot of sense. It sounded good, and so I joined. And then when you ask them, well, did you do any research on the compensation plan? No research at all. Okay, well, if you don't know the compensation plan before you even get started, then how can you know that's the best plan? I mean, you might have gone to a company and looked at a particular business. Did you research anybody else in the industry that's doing what this company's doing? Did you research those compensation plans of those companies? There might be 5 companies doing the same thing that you're doing, and out of those 5 companies, you have the worst compensation plan out of the 5, but you never did any research. So let's say you did go to that meeting and it made a lot of sense. Before you left that meeting, did you ask them, look, I want you right now to write down a 1, 3-year, and a 5-year business plan for me based on my goals. My goals are to make $3,000 a month residual income. My time frame to do that is 24 months. Can you write a business plan for me right now? If they can't do that, then run away. If you can't do that, then that's going to kill your retention. You need, if you want to have high retention, you need to write down goals like that. You need to be that detailed. You can't go into an opportunity thinking that you're going to make a change in your life and you're going to reach some type of an income, and if you don't know the compensation plan inside and out, you don't know if it's simple or not, and then you don't leave or you don't know how to write a business plan based off what your goals are, very simple, then you're kidding yourself. No business person goes into business like that. The people who do go into business like that are out of business very quickly. How simple is the compensation plan? I want you to think about it. If you can't develop a detailed business plan in less than 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you right now, it is too difficult of a compensation plan to understand. It's not going to duplicate, and that's a big factor in your retention. A lot of people, they don't understand that. They get emotionally attached to a product or the story of the company because that's what the story wants you to do. You need to become emotionally attached to your compensation plan, to the simple nature of it. Because if it's not simple, it's not going to duplicate, and you're going to struggle reaching your goals. You're going to have a very, very low retention rate. Does your compensation plan promote team building? I can't tell you how many times where people don't know their compensation plan, and then it doesn't promote team building. If you want to promote team building, you need to build depth in a business, and you need to find a compensation plan that rewards the habit of building depth. If you're in a plan that forces you to build wide, it has a cutoff on levels where you can earn residual income, then that's a very, very difficult plan because it's opposite of what the team building facet is. It forces you to build a business in a box per se, okay? And it's very difficult to build a business in a box, especially in this industry. You have to have the leeway to build depth in your group because it helps everyone out. So, does your compensation plan promote team building? And then finally, is it a front-end compensation plan or is it a back-end loaded compensation plan? What that means is, does your compensation plan, is it very generous on paying one-time bonuses, upfront money when you do certain tasks, or is it a compensation plan that rewards you greatly residual income, that pays you over and over and over again? It takes a little time to get to the residual income, but you have to know what your plan does, because all the plans out there, they're usually good at one or the other. There's very few of them that are good at both of them, because you usually have to sacrifice. You only have so much money out there to do what these companies need to do what they need to do. So you need to know that, because you might have a goal of building residual income, but you don't know the compensation plan, and now you're in a company that is a front-end loaded company, and you never reach your goals. You're never building that residual income, or it's vice versa. You want residual income, but it's a front-end loaded plan, and you don't know that. So the compensation plan, there's a lot of things to ask yourself, and you might be watching this and listening and saying, man, I didn't do any of this. Well, if you didn't do any of this, what I would do is counsel with someone in our propreneur community so we can help you, move forward, because you might be in the wrong company, and don't go down with the ship. Don't be, have all this pride that, hey, I made this decision and I have to stick to this decision. Or you might be sitting here saying, you know what, I'm in a great company, I'm in a good compensation plan, I'm very happy. So that's taken care of. Either or, we need to, you need to understand that the compensation plan is going to directly affect your retention in your business. Now, the next thing is personal development. Okay, the first thing, if you're going to look at a company, the first thing out of your mouth should not be about the products or services, should not be about the compensation plan. The first thing out of your mouth needs to be, what is your personal development development system. Is it duplicatable? Tell me about it. Because if you want high retention, it's all about making people better, not teaching them how to sell a product or service. If that was the case, all you had to do is teach them the how-tos of selling a product or service, then the retention in this industry would be higher than 10 to 20%, because all the companies usually do a great job at teaching you how to sell what they have to sell. But companies don't buy into making people better because it takes time. You can't make people better in 30 days. And remember, companies function from the 1st to the 30th to sell as much product. You must understand that. So, in order to have high retention, we need to make people better. Here's a couple simple questions I love to ask people in network marketing. I love to ask them what's their biggest challenge. And usually their biggest challenge is retention when it comes down to it. They can't keep people in the business. They're on a hamster wheel of recruiting. So, the first thing I ask them is, what do you do to change people's belief system? Because if you do all the research out there, the number one place where it starts with people in retention is their belief system, that they can believe they can achieve more. Then they won't quit. Well, how do you change someone's belief system? What do you do? What tasks do you give them? I ask that to so many people, and they look at me like I have 15 eyes coming out of my head. They have no idea. And then, how do you write effective goals as compared to your compensation plan? Show me your 5-year business plan, broken down by the month, broken down by the week, broken down by the day. Show me your plan, and show me what your goal is, and then show me the time frame that you want to reach that goal. See, many people have no idea how to change someone's belief system, and then they have no idea how to write goals. And the reason why they don't know how to write goals is because they've never been sold on goals. The majority of people in this industry come from an employee-minded background, and as an employee, you never had to write goals. So you never been bought into goals. They don't teach how to write goals in school or in college or anything like that. So if you've never been bought into goals, then the next problem is the majority of people, if they say, I know I should write goals, reason why they don't is because they've never been taught. So if you've never been sold on goals, you've never been taught, then how can you move ahead in the business? How can you build a business when you can't evaluate where you are today or where you are 3 months from now, and evaluate if you're ahead of schedule or if you're behind schedule, if you're doing a good job or if you're not doing a good job? Goals give you evaluation, but if you don't know how to write goals, you're never going to be successful. You're just fooling yourself. So, I want you to ask yourself this question: what is your current personal development system? I'm talking about a system. I talk to some people and they say, oh, well, we read a book each month. Okay, well, I think that's good. It's better than doing nothing, but that's not a duplicatable system. Well, okay, let me ask you the same question. How do you change someone's belief system? Because you can read books, but if you don't know how to apply what's in the books and to know what the best parts of those books are, because not every book has great information in the book. Sometimes a 10-chapter book might have 2 chapters of great information. The other 8 chapters are just all generic fluff that don't really help you out. So, these are things you really have to understand. If I was looking at any business, the first thing out of my mouth is, what is your personal development system? If you look at the number 1 franchise in the world, it's McDonald's. And if you go to McDonald's and look at their mission statement, it doesn't talk about selling hamburgers and french fries and chicken McNuggets. You look at Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc says their goal in McDonald's is to make people better. They invest all their money into their talent to make their talent better, period. That's what McDonald's is all about. That's why they have Hamburger University, multi-million-dollar complex in Illinois. They educate over 5,000 employees each and every year through that university. Okay, so that should be the first thing out of your mouth, not what's your product or service, not what's your compensation plan. First thing is personal development, because if you don't have personal development, it doesn't matter. I don't even need to see the compensation plan, and I don't even need to see the accountability program. I need to know, number 1, do you have a duplicatable self-development program? If you don't, then you need to find a company or a third-party company that has one that you can infuse into your business. Because when we talk about a peddler model or a professional model in network marketing, the peddler model, these people just go out there and they're peddling their products all the time, and they're peddling their opportunity, and they think they're going to get to their goals, and what happens is you can make a couple bucks, but in the long term, they can't walk away from their business because they're just peddling. They're doing exactly what the company wants them to do. And then you have the professionals. You know what the professionals do? The professionals, they build networks. They make people better than themselves so they can walk away. That's what they do. A professional has this kind of philosophy. The peddlers, they have big TVs in their house, but the professionals, they have big libraries in their house. Go look at it. Go look at your top money earners in the industry. They're not peddling product. Go look at their library. They're entrenched in the personal development, self-development, okay? Because that's what it takes to be successful. So we talked about a compensation plan. That has a direct correlation to your retention. Personal development has a significant correlation to your retention. And finally, it's an accountability system. Okay, what is your duplicatable accountability system right now? And I'll tell you, the majority of people don't have a clue what I'm talking about. They don't have any type of accountability. It's like the wild, wild west. No one's teaching them the right goals. So if they don't have goals, then they don't have an accountability system, because what is there to hold you accountable to if you don't have a goal that you can evaluate? An accountability system is someone, and it's also a system that is going to hold you accountable to your goals. It teaches you to write your goals so you can evaluate them. You know, here's another question. Who is holding you accountable on a daily basis? Who is that person? And where's that person in your business? You know, what rank are they? How much self-development do they have? Do they even know anything about writing goals? You know, and how often are you evaluating your process on your business plan? A good accountability program you'll be meeting with your accountability partner once a week, going through your goals of what you're supposed to do that week. What happened? Did you have a good week? Did you have challenges? Why did you have those challenges? What were your action items in your plan to overcome those challenges? Maybe you didn't have those action item plans. And see, that's called building a business. That's called accountability. So when you break it all down, okay, you need to have all three. Now, here's what we've done at the Propreneur community. We have developed, this is an industry first, a 24-month certification program where after 24 months, you are going to get a certificate. You're going to get a certification as a professional entrepreneur. See, a professional entrepreneur is 100% in the personal development, okay? Because once you have personal development and you have accountability, then it's simple to plug in. There's tons of companies you can plug in with all the qualifications that you need to move forward. But we've put together this 24-month certification program. It's just like going to college. It's like taking a 2-year course and getting your degree. Just like if you're going to be a cosmetologist, or you're going to be a nurse, or you're going to be a teacher, you know, whatever it is, you're going to become a professional entrepreneur when you come out. And how we teach you in an e-learning environment. We teach you with state-of-the-art online software that colleges use. We have face-to-face trainings you're going to plug into. We have conference calls that are going to help you and coach you. It's a self-guided, state-of-the-art software, so you go at your pace. Yes, it's a 24-month program, but for some people, they might do it in 15 months. Other people might do it in 30 months. It doesn't matter, okay? It costs $85 a month for 24 months, so just over $2,000 to get your degree, your certification. You start comparing that to any other industry. I mean, if you want to be a cosmetologist, you're looking at $5,000. You want to be a dental hygienist, you're looking at $8,000. Go look at the programs at your local community colleges or at your vocational schools. You know, look at what they charge. They're charging $5,000 a minimum for any program. You're coming and you're getting your certificate in that particular industry, and you have a new career. Well, what we're going to do is teach you how to be a professional entrepreneur and not a peddler in this industry. And you know, that's what the program is all about. And this is what it actually looks like. You know, this is a snapshot of our software. So you have 8 semesters. Within those semesters, you have a bunch of courses, and it's self-guided. So when you take semester 1, you take the first facet of semester 1, you can't get to the second facet in there until you do your work, it gets graded, and until you pass that test. When you pass that test, then it unlocks the next step. Why do we do it like that? So we know that you're grasping the information. We're not just going to give you the information and just let you go at your own pace, and whatever happens, happens. Our goal is when you leave this program, you can apply this into your direct sales business, and that's going to make the difference of you being a professional in this industry or just getting stuck in the muck of being a peddler in this industry, okay? I mean, that's the choice you have right now. Do you want to be a professional? Some people are going to look at this and say, man, it's $2,000, that's a lot. You know what a professional says? A professional looks at this business says, you know what, I can't not afford to do this. I need to learn how to be a professional. I've been doing this for a couple years, and I can't figure it out myself. So if someone doesn't go and say, I'm going to go be a nurse because I want to be a nurse. I'm not going to pay $8,000 to go be a nurse. That's crazy. That's ludicrous. You know what? Well, that's what professionals do. You want to be, nursing is a profession. You want to go do that, that's what you do. So you really have a choice. You have a decision. What do you want to do? Do you want to be a professional in this industry, or do you want to just try to figure things out for yourself? That's why franchising is so successful. That's why McDonald's is so successful, because you don't have to figure it out. The professionals are going to teach you how to run a professional franchise that makes money. All the instructions are right there. McDonald's doesn't let you go figure it out. They send you to Hamburger University for years and years. There's still ongoing training when you have those businesses to make sure you know what you're doing. And then this is what the goal is. The goal is to teach you intrinsic motivation. There's two types. There's intrinsic, which is motivation within yourself, and then there's extrinsic motivation. And that's usually your height motivation. That's usually the motivation that the companies are going to give you. They're going to give you motivation at weekly events or regional events or conference calls or whatever. And external motivation, it just doesn't last. You need to learn how to develop intrinsic motivation. The only way you're going to do that is through personal development, to understand how your brain works, how you change your programming in your brain, how you change your belief system, how do you visualize, how do you write goals effectively, how do you have an effective accountability program. It all comes down to this. It comes down to retention. Network marketing, direct sales is not about recruiting. Recruiting is simple. The hard part is retaining. And if you don't have a good retention program, if you're not even being taught retention, then what are you doing? Do you truly want to, you can't sit here and say, I want to change my life and I want to get out of my job, and then you're not even being taught retention. How are you going to do that? How are you going to replace a professional career, a professional income, when you're out there peddling a product or peddling a service? Because if you're here right now, you don't have good retention in your business. If you're here right now, you don't have personal development in your business. If you're here right now, you don't have accountability in your business. Because if you did, you wouldn't be here. There's no need to be here, because when you talk to the person you talk to, you're just going to have a good conversation with them. There's no need to watch this webinar. You're watching this webinar because you need help. So you need to decide, how much help do you need? So at this point, what you need to do is get in contact with the person that sent you to this website. In fact, you'll see right at the top, you can look at our Propreneur website. You can go ahead and click the home tab. You can look at testimonials. You can look at the programs we have. You can see everything about us. We are a professional organization of people in direct sales. We figured it out. We have professional businesses within the industry. We love network marketing. We're all about retention. We live our dreams because we know the rules to play by. Once you know the rules, then it's simple to build a business, but don't try to figure them out for yourself. I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule. We really look forward to speaking with you soon and helping you move forward with your personal situation and getting your direct sales business off the ground and getting it to your goals that you've set for yourself. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.